There.
Why?
Because I'm going to go back and lay down with him. And watch him.
Come here, I mean.
Following the score, he'll boot this
you thought she about to pick you up.
Return now, it's Josh Huff.
Here, come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here.
Philadelphia getting set to take the field. And the turnover last time, that's
come here.
Symptomatic of their struggles here in this one.
Come here.
Big word. I like it, though, because you're exactly right.
That, don't you?
All game long, they've struggled moving the ball, turning it over on the last possession.
That was our rally, y'all. Come here. Come here.
Your analysis
come here.
Of the success
come
of
here.
this broadcast.
What I like is that you gave me the word. I just kept moving.
Wentz now to throw. He's going to lead this for his running back.
Come here.
It's complete. It'll be a 2-yard gain, and that'll make it third down.
Okay, here. Why you didn't get your baba?
And they insert their dime package, 6 DBs here on 3rd and 6.
Expecting pass all the way. And he connects with Ertz. And he's brought down after a good game. In week 1, Wentz found Zach Ertz 6 times for 58 yards. Good start to the season for the tight end.
Good start for him, and it lets his young quarterback know that he has a safety valve at all times. You got a tight end who can run routes in the middle of the field, can run away from people at times, and is always going to be dependable. They'll need those types of numbers from Zach Ertz all season long to help out Carson Wentz in his rookie debut.
On second down, here's Wentz. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Khalil Mack in there to bring him down for a loss of 7. And the O-line will have to do a better job protecting here on 3rd down after that sack. On 3rd and long, nowhere to go here. He lost the football, and the Raiders pick it up. And his guys are going to get the football at their own 47-yard line. And now Oakland ready to take the field. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looked pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.
And it takes me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan and thought there were some holes in the defense, and they exploited them the last time out. Let's see if they can come back and put together a similar drive.
And we'll see if they can do just that. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. Charles, across the board this past Sunday, just looking league-wide, passing really reigned supreme. You had 8 receivers over 100 yards. Only 1 tailback, though, hit the century mark.
And you know I've been touting the running back renaissance for a while, right? You get tired of me talking about that at lunch, like, okay, enough. And guess what? The passers and the catchers are still ruling the NFL. 8 wide receivers and 1 running back hit the century mark as receivers. And that was on Sunday. Spencer Ware going up for Kansas City as the running back. Lamar Miller, the only tailback on the ground, going over 100 yards. So my running back renaissance may have to wait a little while.
So the offense has it 1st and 10. Defense really showing respect to the deep ball here, playing off the receivers. Finding time. Crabtree with it over the middle. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one. It's always tough for the guys throwing the football when they think they've got a completion and the ball's almost there, and then someone sneaks a hand or 2 in and bats it away.
So 3rd down now. They need the 27-yard line for a first. Again, it's Carr. He's got time in the pocket. And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. Connor Barwin in there to drop him for a 6-yard loss, and that'll lead to a 4th down. And no move to pull Carr and the offense off. They're going to go on 4th down. They'll go for it. It's Carr surveying the field. And he'll go out of bounds down inside the 15-yard line. 27 yards on the game there. And on 4th and long, somehow they're able to keep the drive going.
Partner, they're less than 2 minutes to go in the game, which means that this challenge was initiated by the fellas in New York.
And if you're the coach, you're thinking, thank you, New York. Looking to hit Matthews, but it's intercepted. Picked off by the safety, Reggie Nelson. And his guys are going to take over at their own 48-yard line. And now Oakland ready to take the field. They had a great drive going last time. They were moving the ball, and then all of a sudden it just stalled out. So we'll see what they can do here, Charles.
And it's always easy to second guess when you don't get it on a 4th down try. But they had to like the feeling that...
And the ball is knocked out. And his
damn,
take over at their own 45-yard line. Here comes Eagle offense now as they get set to take over here. And last time, 1-play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a 1-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think...
Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Wentz now on 1st down. Throwing for his running back, and he's got it complete. He'll get a couple yards on that one, and it's a 2nd down. And they're going to speed things up here. Now Wentz throwing on 2nd down. He finds Aguilar over the middle. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks. On that quick throw, what do you think? Possibly something they saw at the line to go there?
Possibly in the game plan. And you notice they went with an empty backfield. No backs there to help with...
Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. Wentz to throw on 2nd down. Steps away to his left. And he'll score. Touchdown, Eagles. Carson Wentz, 15 yards. And the Eagles have cut it back within a score. And his kick is good. Now after the touchdown, it's Sturgis to send it away. And now Oakland ready to take the field. And with time quickly fading here in the 2nd quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Okay.
They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. Throwing on 1st down is Carr. A hit as he throws there, incomplete. Amari Cooper, his intended receiver, and it'll be 2nd and 10.
Well, the great coach said football is really a simple game. Rush theirs, protect yours. And he's talking about those guys throwing the football. In this situation, the rush won, hitting the quarterback and forcing him into an incompletion.
He's got time. And that is incomplete. So 17 seconds now on the clock here.
Pretty nice coverage there, but a missed opportunity for an interception. Let's face it, a lot of these defenders, they've got it all. Speed, athleticism, hands, a little bit questionable.
Throwing his Carr on 3rd down. And that will be incomplete with a clock down now to 13 seconds.
Not only was that a 3-and-out, it was a 3rd straight incompletion on this drive, and they didn't even think about trying to run the football. Now they have to give it up.
Oh, it's a wobbler here. Sproles, the return. Officially, that'll be marked down as just a 28-yard punt. And possession will change here with very little time remaining until halftime. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
They give them 14 yards that time and a fresh set of downs.
I think the best offenses love to give the ball to their running backs in open space because they have the ability to make people miss, and they also have the ability to run over people. And if you do that throughout the game, after a while, they might just run through some of those tackles and go a long way.
Well, we saw him shed a nice tackle on that play. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. Fielded about a yard deep. And a good return. He's across the 35-yard line, right around the 36. Out comes the Raiders offense. They'll go on offense first to start quarter number 3. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else. Yeah, that wasn't a big run, just a short one there. But guess what? Sometimes you treat it like boxing. You throw that jab out there, and you throw it again, you throw it again, then you come with a big punch later. Maybe they're just trying to set them up.
Second down following the run. Play action. Now it's Carr. Out to his left. They find some open field here. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs.
Partner, as a quarterback, sometimes you just got to know when the clock has gone off in your head, it's time to go. Tuck it and get all you can.
In motion left here, one of their tight ends. They'll bring the tight end in motion right here. Now Carr with a give to Murray. Looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage. Malcolm Jenkins up to make the stop. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. In trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
Carr finding time. And now the ball's out. Carr lost it. Fumble. So it goes as a fumble, but the key thing, not a fumble loss.
Yeah, that stat's big, isn't it? I mean, I remember watching teams play. The ball might be on the ground a number of times during the game, but if the other team doesn't get it, that's a huge difference in the ball game. And in this case, they were able to retain possession.
To throw his Carr. Crabtree with it over the middle. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. That one good for 12 yards. And that'll bring up 4th down.
Well, it looks like they got what they wanted. They got the completion, but they weren't able to break any tackles or gain nearly enough yardage to pick up the first down. Now it'll be 4th and short.
Who you kicking?
Feeling like they're not quite in field goal range yet. They're going to go for it on 4th. They come out here in the eye. They're going to run it with Murray. And he is going to lose yardage here. Latavius Murray unable to lower those shoulders and get the first. And the Eagles defense able to hold. A look at the offense now here coming back out on the road for their first possession of the second half. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They did a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. And we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. It's caught by Aguilar. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well. And that's one of his advantages of a passer, is now with his height, setting back there in the pocket, firing it over the middle, he can really see everything clearly.
It is, and I know that other quarterbacks get it done different ways, all right? You don't have to be his height to make a great play. But what he does is he takes away having to make those slide steps in the pocket to find angles to throw the ball through. He just goes right over the top of it because he can see everything, and sometimes that saves time and gets the ball to a receiver quicker.
On second down, Ryan Matthews. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. Calling a gain of 5 there on the run, but they'll remain a yard or 2 short here with third down coming up. Wentz looking to throw on 3rd and 2. Forced out to his left. He may try and run for this. And they pick up the first down there with a gain of 4.
We just saw a nice example of why teams often bring in baseball guys to teach quarterbacks how to slide in key situations. You want to protect your franchise guy. Make sure he doesn't get hurt. He did exactly that on that play. A perfect slide to avoid the big hit and pick up a first down.
It'll go as a gain of 12, and it'll be first down Eagles.
It's a nice completion, a little bit of run after catch as well to create the yardage that they got. But it is so tough to cover that route, the drag route, because they run it at varying speeds. Because the key is to create hesitancy on the defender's part.
Always so empathetic for those DBs, aren't you?
Whoa.
One receiver left, 2 to the right. Now a play fake here. And he is going to be taken down. And that should be the final play of this third quarter. Back now in the East Bay. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the fourth quarter.
Stop that. Stop.
Now Wentz throwing on second down. And his throw is incomplete. He was looking for Dorial Green back up. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long. Ninth play of the drive now on 3rd and a country mile. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. He'll have the win at his back here in the fourth quarter. And his kick is absolutely perfect. And in the fourth quarter, this game is tied. Well, you talk about clutch right down the pipe, and this game's all even here in the fourth.
And he didn't leave much doubt there, did he? Good snap, good hold, and that one was dead center.
And now Oakland ready to take the field. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. A good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here, because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3. And that's exactly what happened there.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
They fake the handoff. Now Carr. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. And the play goes for 19 yards, gives him a new set of downs.
And when an offense is doing a nice job selling the play-action pass, a lot of responsibility shifts to the linebackers. They're the ones that have to determine run or pass and get to the proper places on the field.
All right, here we go.
They come out here in the eye. And they'll send the slot in motion left. Play clock winding down. On 1st and 10, here's Carr. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you. You change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. Zero accountability, and a sack resulted.
Now Carr throwing on 2nd down. Under pressure, they got him again. Michael Kendricks in there to drop him, and sacks on 1st and 2nd downs are going to lead to a 3rd and long. Tie game late, and the offense really has to be conscious of the clock here as it's becoming a factor late in this ball game. On 3rd and long, it's Carr. He finds Roberts complete. The 21 yards there as they convert on 3rd.
The catch, deservedly so, is going to get a lot of credit, but even more so because there's a defender there ready to make a play.
Yeah, just flat out muscled on that one.
Open. Here, you got a quarter? Little lady, you got a quarter? Alright, there we go.
Time for a break. We'll come back and see how it all shakes out after this.
Hey. Can you get him a quarter? Don't you got some change? Alright, get it out the piggy bank or something, man.
Carr turns, hands to Murray. And down inside the 40 to about the 38. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
And after that type of a run, there's some talking going on down on the field, but it's not trash talking. The guy who just carried the ball, he's going back and telling his offensive line, great job, keep it up, and we'll break that one soon.
And the slot man goes in motion left.
Come here. Come here. Come here.
And with the play clock running out, Jack Del Rio is going to take a timeout. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Possible run anticipation here as the D-line sandwiches together. Here's Murray. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Call it no gain that time as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go.
Oh.
7th play of the drive now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. They brought in an extra defensive back here, so probably not expecting a run on 3rd and 3.
A good call.
They bring Crabtree in motion right.
That.
They'll run here. It's Murray. And a short gain there. And the Eagles are going to go ahead and take another timeout. Just a yard on the run there, and that's going to bring us to a 4th down.
Now that was a big-time play by the defense. They as well knew where the 1st down line was, and they didn't let them get anywhere near it.
Yeah.
Tie game, fourth quarter, and they're going for this thing on fourth down.
Here we go. Wide and Yates. Go around it. Riley. Zebra. Zebra. Here we go. Set.
The lone receiver right is Cooper.
Here we go. Wide and Yates. Wide and Yates. Alert.
They'll go for it. It's Carr. And they hit him as he throws, as this one's going to go straight down to the turf. Incomplete. The Eagles coming out as they get ready. They need to get this around the 40 on the other side to get into field goal range. Look at the clock, a decent amount of time here in a tie game. What do?
No panic situation at all. They've got to get a couple of chunk plays, pick up nice bits of yardage.
Target the sidelines.
Target the sidelines because you want to get out of bounds and make sure that clock stops. Because if the clock stays running, that makes things that much tougher for you. It can always bleed out on you. As long as you go through your proper reads and progressions, the drag route can be one of those old reliable plays because usually it's good for a good chunk of yardage as we just saw there.
And those guys like it, right? They can get the ball with a full head of steam.
Especially against man coverage, because man coverage, you're typically running away from someone and not worried about traffic coming out on the other end. I think that's a big-time play there because the slant route is really hard to cover because the timing is so quick. But able to see it, diagnose it, and get to the football, that's why he was able to bat it away.
Let's go.
To throw is Wentz. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he's brought down. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It'll be their third and final timeout, so as they talk things over, we'll step aside. Back to throw. Wentz. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And now the Raiders are going to use another timeout here. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this fourth quarter of play.
It appears they found something that's working, and they keep going back to it. I guess you can actually say he has the hot hands now, doesn't he?
Yeah, well, it's one thing to hit your guy out of the backfield once, hit him a couple times. Yeah, you're right. Maybe they're onto something.
And I think a lot of that is simply if you get it to him in space, more times than not, he's going to get more yardage than you expect out of each play. But that's the type of pass play that you need to wait for routes to develop. You need a little time in the pocket. But that's hard to do when you got people in your face.
So a second down incompletion now brings up third down. Now Wentz. And he connects with Ertz. And he will have the first down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. They're going to hurry back to the line now. Now Wentz. And this is going to be caught. He got it. It's a touchdown, and forget overtime. Barring a miracle, they're going to win this thing in regulation.
Well, we've seen some lead changes, and it certainly appeared that one of these squads was in full control of the game, but that's not the case after that touchdown.
Yeah, they erase a 2-TD deficit here to grab the lead. Now, after the touchdown, it's Sturgis to send it away. This is taken just shy of the 10 here. And a good effort on the return there. Gets them across the 30 to the 33-yard line. The Raider offense now making their way toward the huddle. Critical condition here, obviously. Got to hope to get something quick right and then maybe take that shot deep.
And once they do take the big shot, you've got to worry on defense. Of course, no one getting behind the defense and make it an easy throw. But nowadays, it's not just the ball being tipped in the air and people in the end zone in a cluster. It's that guy that's short in the end zone who comes up and ends up making the play because he goes unguarded. So there's a lot to think about if you're playing defense in this situation.
We'll see if they can cover all their bases. Second down now after the incompletion. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. They'll look to throw. He's got time in the pocket. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And it's incomplete. So their final drive comes up empty.
Who won? Who? Who won?